Hey Chart Squad, looking at the 5G sectors ETF, 5G on the daily time frame. Things were weak today, but not as weak as they could be because we came down to that very key support level, 24.92. Now, even though we broke it by, I believe, 2 pennies with a low of day at 24.90, a 2-penny break on a major support level, I don't consider that to be a break. I consider that to be a double bottom. Sure, yes, a decimal point is incorrect, and we did cross the line in the sand, but bulls are right there on the other side, ready to absorb everything and push the price back up. So there is still this big, cool web of support that we can rely on so far. Now, we're going to be short-term bearish on this because we've had 2 red days in a row, and we are inching over this big area where we have a lack of support officially in the sense of this gap, but we have our EMA 26 support, and I would like to see us come down and test that, reconfirm it, and make sure that it wasn't just a 1 or 2 of support test for that 24.90 level. I want to see that confirm, and then what bulls need to do is really change the shape of this narrative. So we're going to be short-term bearish, and we're going to be pleasantly surprised to see bulls show up again at 24.90. That's because on the 4-hour time frame, we've got this head and shoulders that we talked about yesterday. We set that lower high, we came down, tested that level. So now what we need to do on the 15-minute and the hourly time frame is move away from this, start setting some higher lows, and create a new trend that's going to get us looking more positively on the daily time frame. So I'm going to be watching again for support around 24.90 tomorrow, and hopefully finding some and acting on that strength that may come after a support test. Should we lose that on the daily time frame, we don't have any support until a little bit of hourly and 4-hour support at 24.50, then below that 24.27. Should bulls manage to get things going again, we're going to have our high of day resistance at 25.22, 25.28 rather, 25.40 yes from yesterday's, yes, November 18th, and then the high of the 12th is going to be a key level for us too. So let's go check out our major tickers. We're going to start with AVGO on the daily time frame. AVGO had a gap up, I believe, on target, something to do with analysts. I don't really follow it a heck of a lot. Someone claims it's going to be worth more one day, maybe. I don't know. But all we know is that the price jumped up, but bears were really ready to control the narrative of the day. And I don't think they were ready to break out of this equilibrium that we had been setting up so far. So what we see today is a lot of initial strength and then giving it all back. Big, long upward wick, and what we call this is a shooting star candlestick, and it shows bullish intent and then finally bearish control. So what we're going to look for would be a reversal based on this candlestick coming down and probably testing one of our major support levels. Our last low of the day, 307.89 is the key support. More than likely would be oversold on the hourly time frame by well before we reach that. So I'll be looking for daily support at 309.87 or wherever that EMA 12 is going to be. Now the reason that I am bearish on this AVGO ticker so far because of that shooting star is really because of what set up at the end of the day. We had a big open here, then we saw a lot of volatility, we saw equilibrium that really lasted for the majority of the day, and then it broke and we saw bears pile on toward the end, bringing the price right down. So bears are in control at the end of the day, and they're the ones controlling the story right now. So when we finish a book, we want to know who's in control of the story at the terminus of that book, and who's going to be in control when the new book or the new episode or whatever weird analogy you want to use opens up. Who's in control? And right now I'm looking at it, I'm saying, okay, well, bears are going to be in control because they were in control yesterday, and let's see what happens. So if bears do manage to maintain control, they're going to want to push that price down. And again, this is a reversal candlestick. As always, check pre-market. If we look super strong in the morning and we are gapping up again, or even just opening right around where we are, and we don't see a big flush, then the bears aren't showing up. We need to see them prove it. Now, I'd like to see us continue this trend down. I'd like to see a bullish attempt, maybe even try to take out an EMA 12 on the 5-minute time frame, something that shows weakness, a high, a lower high, and then bearish commitment to really lock that story in and bring the price down. If bears don't show up, then we look at a fresh chart, we look at a fresh perspective, and we look ready, get ready for the rest of the day. But AVGO, pretty bearish on the daily time frame, and bears definitely in control of today's action. MRVL, this one got a little dicey. We dipped our toes underneath that major support level, and we didn't see a lot of support directly at it. It's lucky that bulls stepped in and they managed to control most of the day, but now we're looking at setting lower lows on the daily time frame, and we definitely have a trend to be concerned about. Currently pinned between our EMA 26 and our EMA 12, so that is going to tighten up if we stay inside that range. And we do have low of day support today right around well, what is our low of day? 25.76, and more importantly, I want to see us hold EMA 26 tomorrow on the daily time frame, which is going to be right in line with that important 25.92 level. 4-hour time frame, all about the bears, lower highs, lower lows, and on the hourly time frame, looking like bulls tried to get a new trend going. So far, haven't established a higher low, but anything over top of 25.76 is going to be an hourly trend change. Of course, then we want to see higher high and ultimately get over this EMA 26, which has been pinning us down pretty consistently. So if bulls can do that, they don't have a heck of a lot of resistance on the daily time frame. It's all going to come from these 4-hour charts. So we'll be looking for EMA resistances in the 27.21, 27.50, and then way up here with this double top in the area of 28.37. SWKS, similar day where we saw some bearish continuation. Bulls buying the dip up a little bit, but breaking a key support again. So in this case, we broke 95.54 by probably just a few pennies, 24 pennies it looks like. And that is more substantial. We don't see bigger volume. Bulls buying the dip. So yeah, again, a break of a key support. Not a lot of follow through, so we're going to look to the shorter term trends to dictate that action. If we lose this support around 95.54 and the low of day today, 95.30, then we don't have a lot of support on the daily time frame. Maybe a titch over at 94.59, then nothing down to the 91s. So actually 89.29. So we're going to be looking at the 4-hour time frame. Again, bears in control of this right now. We're not in equilibrium because we're not tightening that range. It's a clear bear trend on the 4-hour and on the hourly time frame. So bulls need to establish a higher low over top of 95.30 and then get over 95.61 to change that trend. ADI on the daily time frame, similar situation. We lost a support level, close to our EMA 26, but not a lot of follow through. It's nice to see that higher open inside the body of our red candlestick, still setting lower lows, lower highs on the daily time frame. So we do see support at 110.65, and then way down here, way hidden underneath our red candlestick is the low of 104.95 that we could hopefully not have to rely on, but that's that. Hourly time or 4-hour time frame in a slight bear trend. Hard to see this right now, but we are setting higher lower highs and lower lows. It's going to look better on the hourly time. I swear one day I'm going to get better at that, but higher lows, lower highs, never been my forte. Luckily, when we're at our computers, most of the time we're typing inside the chart guys. So 113.03, bulls need to get back over top of that and make sure that they maintain a high above, where is that guy? 111.55. Hopefully we could set up a little nice tightening range here, but bears control the action into the end of the day, and you can see pretty substantially poured it on and bringing that bearish momentum into the close, almost bouncing off that low a day a little. Well, we did bounce off that low a day. So keep an eye on that level early tomorrow. If we lose it, then we're going to be looking to these daily support levels in our EMA 26 for some guidance. INSG, a little bit of strength today, which is a little bit odd, but not unexpected. We've seen the INSG do a slow climb, and yesterday's strength was pretty much undeniable. A slow steamroll that continued for the vast majority of today. Finally, we lost a 5-minute uptrend. Bulls tried to get back into the swing of things. So far, setting up a head and shoulders type pattern on the 5-minute time frame with no follow through yet. But on the daily time frame, things are looking pretty good for INSG. We got over top of our EMA 26. We got into this area with a complete lack of resistance on the daily time frame, so we don't really have much in the way of daily resistance at all. We're over top of our EMAs, and if bulls put on the pressure, we've got a lot of potential here. However, this is a good optimal place for us to start turning around and setting a daily higher low. So we shouldn't be surprised by that as well. Without a lot of hype or momentum to push the price into the stratosphere here, a daily higher low shouldn't be a surprise. On the 4-hour time frame, bulls still very much in control. We haven't set a 4-hour higher low since 472, but not a lot of resistance. We don't have anything, in fact, until, well, this is a pre-market level, so let's go with the high of 552, 50 cents away for our first 4-hour resistance for us to worry about. Hourly time frame, bulls still in control. We established a higher low on the 4-hour at 485, and we don't have any resistance on this time frame until 537. And then we start knocking out some of these 4-hour supports. So nice to see this incredible tightening range against that 450. We get that bull break, no longer setting lower highs. We get that trend change, and now bulls are in charge. So the only reason we suspect to see a lower high in the daily is because it would look nice. And that's really it. Hourly time frame is 65, but you know what? We've been consolidating, getting some nice red candlesticks here on INSG. On the 4-hour time frame, we're not overbought. And on the daily time frame, we are not overbought. So bulls could still do a lot if they decide to show up. We need to see that volume, we need to see that commitment, and we need to see us break out of this head and shoulders pattern that has cast a little bit of an ominous signal toward the end of the day. But overall, on most time frames, pretty much hourly and up, we are in a nice trend. So that's it for the 5G review, wrap-up, rodeo, whatever you want to call it. If you're interested in trading these tickers, we got a great community inside, another great community of the Chart Guys, and this is what we do. So come on down and check it out, chartguys.com.